it's me, Bree McGee. Welcome to my little corner of the world, the cosy home of wholesomeness, and I hope your day is going swimmingly. Today's Breeze is all about not in films, so let's get started. I was watching some films the other day, it was the weekend, and I realised that in films you never see people decluttering their houses, do you? You never see them really get a hoover out and start cleaning and stuff. And you don't see people just randomly one day opening a cupboard and clearing it out, that kind of thing. You don't see them using a thing to get cobwebs out of the corner of your room, ceilings and things. You don't see this in films, do you? You don't see everyday life. Of course they have to stick to a storyline, which is great. I write stories, and so I understand that storylines are important, but sometimes I'd quite like to see some everyday stuff happening too. You know, you see people going to shops and doing shopping, but you don't see them trying to lug heavy bags back home. You don't see people having to deal with the bins or getting all the rubbish out to the bins, and you don't see them like making the bed and changing the bed sheets, all that, you know, everyday stuff that we have to do. You don't get that in films, do you? They always seem to live in these pristine, beautiful houses that look amazing, gorgeous and tidy and clean, but you never see them put the work in to make their houses look like that, do you? And I always find that a little bit comical in a way. I was watching a film not long ago and the house was amazing. It was absolutely gorgeous, huge, big house with these shiny wooden floors, you know, where you'd have to literally buff the floor to get it that shiny. But you didn't see them doing that in the film. They had fantastic minimal rooms with no clutter anywhere. I didn't see them decluttering in the film either. And I just wonder what the people who write these films and film them think that we think, that they get the houses to look like that in these films when you don't see them putting the work in to get them to look like that. Do you know what I mean? Am I making any sense? Probably not, actually, because that happens quite often where I don't make much sense. It's funny because I often will send messages to people and they will write one back saying, I've no idea what you're on about. So that's normal for me. So if I'm not making sense, I do apologise. I might make a video about that because it's hilarious. But I think I'd like to see films that are a bit more personable, a bit more realistic when it comes to having these fantastic houses and what it actually takes to get a house to look like that. You know, they'll have children running around, but there'll be no toys anywhere. They'll have a dog and a cat, but there's no litter tray or dog beds and things, and it's just not realistic. And so I thought I'd just mention it today. Are there any films out there that do have these things in them? If there are, I'd like to see them, something a bit more realistic. But no, I like to stick to the storyline, see what's happening. In fact, I'm going to put a film on after I've made this video because I'm just feeling like watching one. See if I can find one where someone is decluttering or cleaning their house, would be cool. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments as usual. But thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. And from my corner of the world to yours, cheerio and mind how you go.